Well, it's hard, you know. Davis rarely picks, and you know we got to try to get to second base at some point. He's got the green light. I think, you know, that was obviously a great pick by Hosmer. A very fortunate throw for Davis. You know, on the original call, it looked like he got in there. I mean, it's hard to tell. It's bang bang right there, but then obviously they show it on the board, and he got picked. So he threw it to the one place where Hosmer could pick and tag really by just getting his glove to the ball. You know, obviously tough out, but you know, more fortunate on their end. They did a good job of executing that play, and obviously stopped what we were doing.
Standing up in the back
here. Yesterday, it seemed like you guys were in the right spot almost every time fielding. Today, the Royals found some holes.
Mm-hmm.
Is that just kind of the way it goes with some of the analytics you guys use?
I don't think it has anything to do with analytics. I think it has everything to do with, you know, they did a pretty good job of finishing their at-bats. You know, they're a tough team to get out. You know, even the two-strike hits in the sixth, you know, we had a two-strike double to Kane, a two-strike one-arm single to Hosmer, a two-strike rolling ground ball to second base from Morales, right-handed, a couple walks. I mean, they continue to compete through their at-bats. I mean, they didn't get to where they're at without a pretty good offensive club. So I think whether you want to credit them that they finished their at-bats or you know, say that we didn't execute at the end of at-bats to put guys away, that's baseball. I mean, we're gonna think about that overnight, over the next couple of nights, on how to finish at-bats a little bit better to where, you know, where it ends on our favor. So those are tough ones with two strikes. I think those are the pitches that are small margins for error there against a good contact hitting team that doesn't give in when they're behind.
Here on the left.
Hey, John, obviously you want to get them both after you won the first one, but a lot of your players talk about let's get one. So you got one, you're headed back to Houston. Do you feel like leaving here in some ways mission accomplished?
No, not after that loss. I don't feel like mission's accomplished. I mean, I want to win every game. So I think I'm happy that we're going home. I know the Houston fans are ready for us to come home. We've got, you know, we've got home field advantage for the rest of this series. We got to take care of business in our own backyard, but you know, we were in position early to win that game. They did a good job of getting to us in the sixth and seventh. Their bullpen did a very good job of shutting us down. We didn't have, I think when we have 3 or 4 base runners after Rasmus's homer in the third inning. So we've got some work to do to you know, to win this series. It's going to be a good series. These are two really good teams. You know, getting out of here with a win feels great. Getting out of here with 2 would have felt better.
Brian?
With as much ground as Marisnik and Springer cover, you surprised that a ball found a place to drop right there with Escobar?
You know, it looked like George didn't pick the ball up. The sun had come out at that point of the game, and I don't know if there was a little bit of a delay in his read. I haven't talked to him about it. Jake went a long way to just miss it. And I'm surprised anytime a ball falls between one of our outfielders, it doesn't either go off the wall or go out of the ballpark. We do as good a job as anybody in baseball at covering, you know, the real estate in the outfield. Obviously well placed, well hit, you know, big moment of the game to get to third base at that point. And, you know, makes for a difficult alignment we're going to play the infield in against the heart of their order. Zobrist gets a breaking ball, does a good job of getting him in. So, you know, we you know, all in all, I do want to credit, you know, sort of the competitiveness of their at-bats. We played hard, and we played till the finish, but we just came up short.
In the middle.
Right in front, AJ. You can talk a little bit about Scott's outing. I mean, It seems like he gave you exactly what you wanted, pretty much. The decision to pull him or to even let him start the 6th inning as well.
Yeah, no, so I thought Kazmir was throwing the ball very well. I thought for someone who, you know, he's on pretty long rest, and I thought his stuff was better than it's been in his previous starts. Velocity was up. I thought his changeup was better. He didn't throw a ton of breaking balls till later in the game. But he did everything you would ask in a playoff game to pitch deeper into the game, get close to 100 pitches. You know, in the 6th, I liked how he's throwing the ball to end the 5th. He got some big outs. And to start the 6th, he gets the leadoff guy out on a pop-up and then gets ahead of Kane. And the 2-strike fastball was supposed to be a little bit of a waste pitch, ends up down the middle, and Kane does a good job hitting the ball the other way. So at that point, I've got a choice of leaving him in the game versus getting somebody fresh. And third time through the order, generally speaking, is never good. And so I wanted to give these guys a different look in the heart of the order. Hosmer, give him Ollie comes from a different angle. He got him out last night and did everything except finish the at bat today. He had 2 strikes on him. Hosmer gets a 1-arm, single, which, when it's on your side, you say it's way to battle. When it's on our side, it's you got to finish the at bat. So that obviously propelled the inning forward. We had a couple walks in there that are unfortunate. But to get back to Kazmir, he did everything you would expect Scott Kazmir to do in a game that mattered a lot, and I was proud of his effort.
Take 2 more, Evan and then Tracy.
2 questions. When you got to the mound after the Canes hit to talk to Kazmir, was there a chance you left him in there? Was there a discussion?
No. I wanted to tell him before I motioned. I wanted to tell him what I was doing, and I wanted to tell him how much I thought he battled today, and did his job. This guy hadn't pitched this deep into a game in a while, and getting his pitches up to close to 100. He had battled through a little bit of adversity early in the game, but he hadn't given up a ton. But the fresh look for Hosmer was the motivation there, and I wanted him to know that he had put us in a good position, to start that game, and we were going to give a different look to the middle of the order.
Going back to Gomez for a second, understanding it was a good throw, is it acceptable for him to be picked off in that situation?
Acceptable? Yeah. I don't think anybody says it's acceptable. I do think you have to try to win the game, and to try to win the game, you got to get to the next base. Piecing together 3 hits against Wade Davis. I'm sure you guys have heard of him. He's a pretty good reliever. So we've got to try to, do some things to try to win the game. And part of that is getting to the next base. You never want to make an out on the base. That's, baseball people know that. But, when a pickup's up the line and he's tagged on the shoulder by, a very fortunate kind of catch tag by the first baseman, it's hard to blame anyone. It's unfortunate. We don't like it. It's not how we wanted that inning to go. But again, that's part of the game.
Yeah, on Perez on the single, Hosmer. He looked afterwards surprised. Was he surprised at the hit, or was he almost like he looked to see where the defense was and didn't know the shift had been made?
Yeah, no, the shift was there the whole time. It was there last night. I think what he was surprised by is after the first couple swings, he had him very vulnerable, and it didn't look like he was picking up his breaking ball. It didn't look like Hosmer was staying in there and recognizing the ball out of hand. So I haven't seen the pitch on video to see how where it was in terms of the plate, but I think how he had made him look in the early part of that at bat, for Hosmer to be able to stay on that pitch and extend his arm and get a one-handed line drive. I'm sure Ollie was surprised that the ball came off level on a line drive, trajectory, and carried to the outfield. It wasn't a comfortable at bat for Hosmer, but he found a way to find some grass.